Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction to read through for Kubera Season 2, Episodes 96, 97, and 98. We're going to do the first three chapters of Out of Reach, I think is what Line called it, but I think the other translation has a different title for it, like the wiki has a different title. But yeah, we're going to do the first three chapters of this. Next week we'll do the next two chapters and the Q&A special, and then I will probably do the character ranking stream. Again, that's the way I'm planning, that's the way I think it'll go. I'll keep you updated if I change my mind on anything. But yeah, I haven't really had any time to think about it. Same goes for, it feels like I just read the last section of chapters. I haven't really had any additional time to think about it. So yeah, either way, there isn't too much for me to say at the beginning because of that. As usual, we will read the chapters, and then there aren't actually any more English translations of the... Hold on, let me bring this up so I can show you. There aren't any more English translations of the afterwards on the wiki, but what I can do is I can just pull up the actual Korean blog and then hit Google Translate. So that's what I have pulled up. I haven't looked at it yet, but I just pulled up the Korean blog, hit Google Translate on it, on the page, and so that's what we'll do there. But yeah, either way, with that aside, let's just start reading episode 96. Year N16, February 1st. Please wake up. Lise, and we have really detailed and shaded in panel of Lise crying. Don't go. Out of Reach, Part 1. Year N16, January 35th. Ron, do you know where Asha went today? If she went to the temple, do you think she'll have dinner there? Should we at least wait until the hour of destruction? 8 to 10 o'clock at night. And then we see that he still doesn't want to say anything. She's gone for good. Waiting won't do any good. So I guess after last time, Asha just literally left. Why are you being so extreme about this? All I'm saying is that you and Lise... That's enough, Ron Syrafay. Don't you think you're intruding a bit too much in other people's business? I won't be leaving the city anytime soon. At least for a while, as I'm vouching for Yuta. I'm just thinking of changing residences by tomorrow, so you can tell Lise if you want to. But if she comes looking for me after hearing what you tell her, I intend on bombarding her with insults. That'll make her never want to come back. If I try to tell the truth, Lise will definitely go and try to find Asha. I don't know what she intends on saying to her, but if she treats her the way that she did to Rish, it would completely destroy her. For now, I'll just hide it from her. It's none of my business at this point. I'm just being nosy. I just remembered. Asha's kind of busy, so she's going to sleep somewhere else tonight. Really? And we're continuing on with the trend of Lise's traveling companions lying to her. Looks like it's just us for dinner. Should we order room service or go out somewhere? Let's go out. Actually, I need to buy something. You want me to buy something? What, clothes? No, that's not what I meant. Anyway, I'm gonna buy it with my own money, so don't worry. Your own money? But you don't have any money. I have spare change that I saved up from Asha. Hey, come on, I'll just give you some money. Huh? What's wrong with collecting change? You don't throw it out, do you? No, it's not that. Year N16, January 36th. That's the same day, right? I thought we were on the 36th. Unless the first one was a translation issue. Hold on, I'm just going back up to double check. Okay, I didn't know it was 35th. Oh, okay, so it's been one day. I thought it was 36th before. Never mind. Okay, 36th. Temple of Earth, VIP room. We see Asha. And then Yuta shows up. Asha, what are you doing? You don't need to leave like this. Lise will be so sad if she finds out. She likes you enough to even shrug off your whole past as a mistake. And it's interesting because we saw him smile at the end of the last one. I wonder if it's one of those things where that smile was just his instincts coming out, him being, pushed around by his instincts, because it feels like that's kind of what's going on with Yuta's character, where he's trying to fight against it. He's trying to be the same Yuta that he's always been, but his transformation, his development, is pushing a change onto him. That's why I left. You don't need to put on that act in front of me, Yuta. It's better without me around, isn't it? What do you mean, Asha? I would never think that. All right, then Yuta, what are you in this city for? Well, I'm here for Lise, of course. Not even a moment of hesitation. You're clearly different from before you grew up. And he's surprised. Do you want me to tell you a boring story, Yuta? People think that I have it all, from looks and skills to wealth and connections. But funnily enough, Lise has what I really want. Do you understand? Other people would probably think it sounds ridiculous. Me, someone with everything, being jealous of some kid with nothing. You want Lisa's future. So, is it the future, or I was thinking, is it that Asha just desperately, for whatever reason she needs it for, she desperately needs the power of the name, and what if it's like Asha has worked so hard to gain wealth, gain influence, gain all this power, but no matter how hard she works, Lise has something that she can never earn by working hard, which is the power of the name. Lisa's future is definitely stronger than yours, Asha. I know this very well. So if you want power, I understand. If you're jealous of her being stronger than you in the future. No, it's similar to that, but different. Forget it. Just go. Go, and protect your reason for being in this city. If I can't change the reason, keeping the one I have right now is still better than becoming enemies. Alright. Yuta, what's he doing hanging around the temple? We see Cossack. Asha's staying at the temple right now. He probably wants to see her since she's vouching for him. So Claude is still just hanging around the temple. Speaking of which, don't you want to see your guarantor? Not the one now, but the one from before. Sierra is currently Cossack's temporary guarantor since Agwen is in Atera. You should probably start heading back there, right? Your daughter must be waiting? Oh, see, Calibloom times. Okay, I want to see what it says here. Then, we clean all brands. Welcome to a new world of cleaning. Vote on the location of the Sorcery Society, Eloth versus Aero Plateau. Then, Rakshasa feature. And Bear found melted. Thanks to... and double A vote. So that's something else from last time that I had forgotten, that we specifically knew that there were only 4 double A's. I didn't know we had an exact number for how many they were, and I actually thought that most of the priests would probably be double A, given that what you need for double A is triple attributes, which I would assume all the priests probably have. I assume they all have to have triple attributes and also get good scores. I thought that Brilith might have just been more of an exception than the rule for priests, in that she has the attributes and she summoned Agni, which is a special thing, but her scores aren't actually good enough for double A. But it seems like just regular A is much more common. Thanks to you keeping an eye on the city borders, all of the nearby Shuras have disappeared, so there's really no need for you to stay here now. If Yuta causes a problem, would you be able to stop him? I didn't think of that. Then why not bring your daughter here from Atera? Right now Atera needs a priestess in training just in case. Otherwise the barrier could collapse again like last time. There's no guarantee for a summon of God. Well, even if it's not your daughter, couldn't they get another fire sorceress to do it? I know it's better for priestesses or priestesses in training to be chosen in order of ranking, but still. There are people like me who are just bumming around regardless of their rank. Second place ranking on vacation. Watch what you say, Claude, and Sierra's still pissed. Sierra. Somebody comes in. It's a request for help from Lila and Rindhallow. So is Rindhallow actually being attacked right now? To be continued, and that's where we get cut off. That felt like a short chapter. Lots of great character stuff again with Yuta and Asha. That was a good conversation. I just like Ron. I just think he's a really good character. So of course I think his conversation with Yuta and Lise was very good. And also we're still continuing the trend of people not being open and honest with Lise. And then I love all the conversations for the past however many chapters that we've been getting with all of these like high-ranking priests and magicians. So with all of that aside, let's check out the afterword. Afterward this time, I'm trying, just in case there's any spoilers, I'm trying not to look at the top or the sides, just this middle part. And the good thing about this is I get the actual images if I do it this way. But we're going to have to deal with Google Translate, so it's probably not going to be super great to read. Sorry I'm late. I thought you thought I was in good condition because I hadn't been late for a while and my drawing was getting better. That's right. I think the expression reflexivity fits the situation perfectly. Haha. And then we have a link. I didn't draw the something, Lee's bracelet, but I added it later. I guess I could say I covered it with a towel, but I think it'd be less uncomfortable to fix it. Okay, so just forgot to add in the bracelet, and it's like, okay, the towel's covering that anyway. Before Yuta grew up, Before Yuta grew up, I showed him in conversations, mostly in notebooks, and occasionally showed his face during conversations. This makes it difficult to understand Yuta's emotional state, so these days I'm drawing Yuta's face more during conversations with other characters. I also sometimes draw in a notebook, just in case you get confused what Yuta's saying. And then, here, I want to hit Claude Mingchi hard. And that's all we get. Okay, very fun. Loved this chapter, but I, don't have the most time in the world, so let's go to the next one. Okay, on to 97. We start with... I don't know who that is. I was thinking Yuta, but I'm not sure. Actually, yeah, maybe. It's hard, Mother. I'm trying to keep a hold on my changing mind and remain as friendly and polite as before. His eye color, I feel like, sometimes it's like the bluish green and sometimes it's the color of his hair. Is it just me? And remain as friendly and polite as before. Yet humans still suspect me. But at the same time, they selfishly need my power. Don't leave, Yuta. We can go, together. Go and protect your reason for being in this city. And then again, we have his eyes the bluish green here. So, that's all she meant when she asked me to go with her. I guess there's not much I can do about the humans, even though I've been with them for several months. She may have taken me in as an advantage for her at first, but I thought that would have changed by now. It's no good. The humans all react the same once they find out my true identity. They're afraid of having a Rakshasa as an enemy. They fear me, yet desire me as a weapon. I'm like a well-trained dog that fights well to them. Whatever it takes, they want me within the city. A force they want on their side. And then he's thinking about Lise more. There still are some humans among them who want to protect me. Lise, I liked her clothes yesterday and his eyes are back to normal here. Would she think it was strange if I asked her to wear the same clothes as yesterday? Cossack? And Cossack's coming in dragon form. Alright, Out of Reach, Part 2. We haven't been attacked or anything like that yet, but there does seem to be a high chance that the Shura's next target will be Rindhallow. A team was sent out to investigate that non-stop lightning in Aurora Forest, but they ended up getting slaughtered by a huge number of high-rank Shuras before they could even get close. That seems extremely bad. Aurora Forest, a forest near Rindhallow, usually not a very dangerous place. Yeah, but if your team to investigate got literally slaughtered by a huge number of high-rank Shuras, that sounds extremely bad. That sounds nigh apocalyptic. Not only are there Ananta and Ashura clans, but a great number of Garuda and Yaksha clans too. Whether they're trying to directly attack the city or planning something nearby, they're clearly up to something. If even the Garudas and Yakshas attack, that would make this very different from the previous attacks. Are there any Gandharvas? When I was in Atera, I heard that there were a lot of Gandharvas near Rindhallow too. Well, I'm not sure why, but the Gandharvas have scattered all over recently. Ever since whatever happened, we know that he's fine, he was with Elwyn, but ever since going off then, the Gandharvas are scattered. Perhaps they went deep into the ocean. Strangely, even the lowest ranked Shuras have all vanished. Anyway, our best bet for defending Rindhallow right now is to get Cossack to bring any sorcerer who can help to them. Although it kind of bothers me that there would be no one around to stop Yuta when he's gone. Still, the Shuras around Rindhallow are more of a problem than Yuta, who's friendly towards humans. Then why doesn't Yuta go to Rindhallow too? And here, Lute's doing what Yuta was just thinking, using him as a weapon. What do you think, Asha? Would you join the Rindhallow support team as Yuta's guarantor? Well, I have to go back to Eloth soon, and Sierra's the Calibloom priest. So it would be hard for me to support Rindhallow, but it's possible for you, Asha. If you were to go to Rindhallow together with Yuta, it would be a huge help for Rindhallow, and Cossack would be able to keep an eye on Yuta. Plus, Asha would have an excuse to refuse if she gets called back over to Eloth. Over the accidental manslaughter incident. I'm not sure. I don't think Yuta would really fight properly, just because I'm with him. Anyway, I'll have to think about it a bit more before I make a decision. If I end up going, Yuta can fly too, so we would probably leave separately from Cossack. Sure, that's fine. I can't push you to do it, since it's a dangerous area after all. Well, are all the sorcerers going to Rindhallow present? Hey, make sure the Prison of Silence is closed properly. Sierra, I think that's over. We have Claude. I can't be away from Calibloom. I still have a lot to do here. Yeah. I was getting Calibloom confused in my mind. But Prison of Silence, a creation item often used when transporting sorcerer criminals. Anyone inside it cannot utter magical spells. In spite of its name, it cannot shut up a chatterbox. Claude says he has a lot to do. All he really does is flip through the newspaper, do some puzzles. Yeah, I love this panel. Or pull out some cards when he's bored. Sierra, looks like you won't get a girlfriend next month either. Haha, he's using his fortune telling, and then gets smacked. Then, after he goes to see Asha and has the door shut in his face, he basically just wanders around looking for a place to eat. Don't worry, Claude. You'll have far more important things to do when you return to your temple. I really like Sierra. I feel like Sierra's kind of been given some of the least character stuff to do of the priests, but I personally really like Sierra. Lila said that she's going to snap your legs and tie you up next to the barrier stone. And I love this face. You don't need me for the barrier. There are lots of other sorceresses in training who could replace me in Rindhallow. Then Cossack takes off, and we see the personality shift, with Claude going back to his serious nature. It looks like he's looking to Yuta. Yuta, perfect timing. Get me out of here. Cossack, forget about trying to go through the Crescent Gate. Why? It could be very dangerous. It could be very dangerous if you were to run into some Tarakas outside the gate. They'll be a very different sort from what you've seen so far. I wonder, are they evolving along with Yuta then? Is that because you've grown? Hey, are you listening to me? In parentheses, Claude. I wasn't thinking of using the Crescent Gate anyway. I can't be surrounded by guys who've grown God knows how much stronger since you've grown. You knew that? About the Takaras getting stronger when I grow. That's crazy, because he's still only 3rd stage, right? Or actually, no. Did he go from 3rd to 4th stage? I thought he was going from 2nd to 3rd stage. If he is 3rd stage now, which is, I'm pretty sure where he is now, then that's pretty crazy that they're already getting this strong, and there's a potential for them to get, 2 magnitudes stronger. That's right. I already ran into some Tarakas by the Crescent Gate on my way to Calibloom. It seemed like they were trying to grab a hold of me while buying some time for you to grow. Now that you've grown, the Tarakas are probably incomparably more strong than they were before. I'm not up for any reckless challenge. It's not urgent, so we can just fly over them. Then did the Tarakas release you after they realized that I had grown? Huh? Of course not. Do you think I would have had time to sit around waiting for them to release me? I killed them myself and left. They were strangely weaker than what my father told me. but they resurrect themselves anyway, so killing them once won't change anything. I wonder if we're going to get deeper into what the individual Taraka are. Because really, other than Taraka herself and Yuta, we don't really know any Taraka, if any of them have, like, any level of, like, intelligence, you know? Son, I won't die. I don't want to become a mother who burdens her son with everything. So I'm going to survive whatever it takes. I know things have been hard for you because of me. So from now on I'll try to make things easier for you. And he cries, thinking about Taraka. To be continued. Another good chapter that just felt strangely short. Or maybe it's not that these feel strangely short. Maybe it's just that last arc was so heavy on character dialogue. But wow, this was good again. I really like Cossack. I like what's going on with Yuta. I was scared I wasn't going to like him after his personality started changing, but I think there's been a lot of really good character writing stuff going on. Again, there's something going on with his eyes changing colors. That's been going on for a little while, but I'm kind of just now bringing it up. Taraka I absolutely loved, so if we're getting deeper into her and more of the individual Sura, and if any of them do have their own sort of individual intelligence or personality, that would be cool in the future, but that might not be something we're getting too soon. We're kind of gearing up for yet another big Sura invasion. The past two, well, I was going to say the past two were kind of failures. They kind of got Team Rocketed a little bit, but not really in the sense that in the first one, they learned that the person they're looking for with the power of the god's name wasn't in Atera, so they learned something valuable. There's literally only 6 cities that we know of, so that narrows things down an incredible amount. Then they got the god class items when attacking Calibloom, so honestly, they were successes in a way, but yeah, and none of them really died. They lost Gantarva because he's off doing his own thing. We have more Gantarva stuff that's building in the background that'll come back into play later when we get back to Gantarva again. His character has been one of the most, like, detailed in terms of how it's written. So we have tons of stuff going on, and yeah, we got one more chapter to read this time. I'm interested for us gearing up towards a potential battle in Rindhallow, and it'll be very, very interesting to see what Yuta and Asha decide and how that ties into Lee's, because it feels like, because Yuta's motivation is Lee's, and because Lee's is going to want to work things out with Asha somehow, it feels like Lee's is going to get inserted into this in some way, or even if she doesn't go with him, is going to be important to this in some way. Clearly, she's one of the main characters, the main character, but yeah, let's go read the afterword. The afterword this time, Mr. Cossack's legs seem to be getting longer and longer. It was like that before, but his head looks even smaller. Then, I think there will be a question about why I'm not receiving turret attacks, even though I've turned into a Shura, so I'll reflect on it in advance. I guess talking about Cossack there. Here there's a sound effect before Yuta turns around. He turns around after hearing the sound of wind. Since I started working on a black background, I wrote the sound effects in white. I can't see the sound effects now that the background's changed to white. It'll be fixed by tomorrow, and then an update that it's been fixed. I don't know if anyone's curious, but the book Claude is holding right now is California Restaurant Guidebook Curry Edition. Because it would be monotonous if, or did they call Calibloom California? Is this supposed to be Calibloom restaurant or guidebook? Because it would be monotonous if only faces kept appearing when characters were talking, sometimes I intentionally include a cut taken from a distance, a scene where multiple characters are shown in one cut. Then, when Mr. Cossack appears, it's hard to even draw his face. It looks similar to the one above, but it's a completely different picture. The facial expressions are so subtle that it almost looks like a copy and paste, but... And then, I was just thinking, because of mentioning that, forward-facing Dragon Cossack. I want to see how goofy it would look. But either way, with that aside, let's go read episode 98, which is going to be the last one for this week. And with this, including the prologues and stuff, we have reached overall chapter 200 with season 2, episode 98. So that's pretty exciting. I'm excited to see what we get into next. I feel like I was forgetting something else I wanted to mention before I started reading the next one. But oh well, I can't remember right this second. We have Cossack to start us out. You never even cared about the deaths of humans. And now you're crying about the Tarakas because they're the same species as you? They'll get revived anyway, so what's the big deal? You're right. What am I crying for? Killing them and escaping was the best thing you could do. I don't blame you. And then, I love this. Okay, seeing Cossack's reaction here is good because of Cossack's skepticism and relationship with Yuta, but also seeing Claude because of Claude's relationship with Yuta. What's going on? They're just silently staring at each other. I'm not sure. They're the only two who can hear each other. Is Yuta volunteering to go with him? Man, this is cool too. This is cool too. Because, yeah, I hadn't even thought about it. None of the others can even understand what the two of them are saying. But then, you also have Claude and Claude's expression. So is it one of those things where, much like Lee's was doing, Claude's just kind of putting together the gist of it? Or are we going to get some sort of, like, Claude has the ability to understand them somehow because magic? I mean, that would be good for us, of course. Asha, you can ask Yuta now that he's here. Right. Yuta, he looks over. Could you come with us to fight in another city? If you do, I'll bring Lee's with us. So Asha's immediately going to basically use Lee's here as a bargaining chip. He turns off to the people. Huh? He's just flying away? I guess he doesn't want to go anywhere else. Does he want to just defend our city? Not that I'm complaining. Is he maybe even upset that Asha's using Lee's this way? I can't breathe, Mother. And it has to suck too, both being feared by people and them wanting to use you as a weapon against your own kind. Especially with it all happening so quickly too. That's such a really tough decision. That's an extremely hard decision if you're in Yuta's position. And then you're in such a difficult position with such a difficult decision put in front of you, and you have to decide so quickly. It all just is hitting you out of nowhere. And then there's the interpersonal aspect of it with Lee's and with Asha. Let me make sure that... Okay, I was just making sure I was on the right recording screen. Wow, I was wondering why you were scouring the grocery store yesterday. Is this what you wanted to make? Yeah, here's raw beef and milk for Yuta. Ron, this is a special sandwich and lemon soda for you. And tofu salad, seasonal herb salad, and fried purple mushrooms for Asha. Plus some whole wheat cookies and Asha's favorite coffee brand. And then she's continuing on. After I record and make this video, I have got to go eat. I decided to do Kubera today instead of eating, so this is just making me want to eat even more. I feel like she made a lot more for Asha. Anyway, now you're done explaining. Let's dig in. Stop. Some of the food isn't quite done yet. Besides, Asha and Yuta haven't come back. I'm not sure about Asha, but Yuta's been out since this morning, so he's probably gone hunting. If he's hunting, then he can meet up with Asha at the checkpoint and come home together. Perfect. Rod's reaction. Rod, if you're really hungry, you can have this first. I'm going to finish cooking and wait a bit later. The king has donkey ears. What are you doing? I'm just damn frustrated, you poor little baby chick. Baby chick? Hey, isn't that Cossack? It's Cossack in his Sura form. He's flying off. He's already so far out. Too bad, I wanted to see him in his Sura form. What could he be doing? I see a lot of people outside. The Shuras are back. A lot of the sorcerers from the temple have already left, I heard. Maybe it's just a smokescreen. What if they attack our city again? We have that Rakshasa, remember? So, which city is it this time? I think it was Rindhallow, or maybe Misty Shore? And we have Ron listening on. Of course, he has family in Misty Shore. I gotta go. I might be late, so don't wait for me. He has family and Rana. Let me go with you. And we see the pot is boiling. And she's messing with the stove. Don't leave the stove on, please. You'll burn your house down. Now we have Cossack flying off. Humans can hear the words written in the round speech bubbles. Okay. Claude Yui, you're pretty quiet for someone who was shouting to be released before. Cossack, do you really think that taking me with you to Rindhallow is the best option right now? Well, you're the second-rank sorcerer and priest of Rindhallow. I know, but my barrier abilities are only a bit better than other priests in training. There's no big difference whether I handle it or someone else does. But there's no reason for you to stay in Calibloom. What do you mean? I have all kinds of things to do. If you mean looking for good restaurants, I don't need to hear any more. Ah, not that. And he turns back to the other sorcerers. Actually, I have to make sure Yuta stays on the human side. So I didn't say anything about him on purpose, because I didn't want to hurt his image. If you want to go, you should at least tell Asha. Yuta's a very dangerous guy. I know that he's dangerous, but he entered the city because he loves humans, and judging from how he's behaved so far, he seems like a decent guy. This is interesting, seeing Cossack's impression of him when speaking to other people, not speaking to Yuta himself. If he were up to anything bad, he wouldn't have flown over and tried to stop me from using the Crescent Gate. Even the most dangerous Sura can be reformed through love. That's the truth. I learned that from seeing my own father. No, it's not that kind of love. And now we're cutting again. Where is everyone? She put the foods that could easily spoil in the fridge. Asha, she could at least tell me where she is. Then I could bring all of this to her. I wish she would eat this and say something. I guess this is edible, is her thoughts. Yeah, I wish she would say that at least. She's always been kind of cold, but never this much. When did it all go wrong? Did I do something seriously wrong to Asha with that? We're still going on this kind of same character journey where everyone, it's about different things this time. Everyone is still at least lying, if not withholding information from Lise once again, and Lise is still kind of blaming herself. Did I do something seriously wrong to Asha without even realizing it? I don't know what I did wrong, but would it be better if I begged her to forgive me? Sorry, hiccup. Asha? And Yuta's there. Yuta, where have you been all day? Come and have a seat. What's wrong? What happened? And he's tearing up. To be continued, okay. Very good set of 3 chapters. It's going to be very fun to read the next 2, do the next Q&A and everything, then do another character ranking. Okay. So it seems like we'll do another character ranking here, and then of course at the end of the season we'll have like 80 more chapters. I'll do another one at the very end. Okay. So I guess the one week after next can kind of be like a New Year kind of thing. And like I said, in February I'll try to maybe do like a best girl ranking or something like that. Just as a fun like Valentine's Day special. Wow. Okay. As always, I'm just so impressed by how great the character writing is. I feel like there's less for me to break down kind of lore-wise compared to last week's video in this one. The last arc was just so dense with character stuff and with this greater important stuff and stuff related to Asha's past. But we've kind of transitioned away. That's getting interrupted by this potential attack, which we were also already setting up for a while, this potential attack on Rindhallow. So we're setting up more with all of these characters, really. Like, Sierra got the most attention maybe he's gotten this whole time here in this set of chapters, but we're setting up so much with Yuta, Ran, Asha, and Lise, of course, but also with Cossack and Claude. It's so good. Yeah, there's a lot more to think about. I'm going to wait for the next 2 chapters, though. Thank you for watching. Actually, why am I saying thank you for watching this early? We still have another afterward. Let's go read that. Okay, afterward this time, this expression is nice, lol. There's no situation in the story right now where Asha would make that kind of expression, so even in Lisa's imagination. Now we have, it looks like dog meat, but it's curry. And the black things and the white plate under the curry, just think of them as food that you think is right for you. There was a different food I had in mind, but the visual wasn't that at all. Some people asked, what are those black things falling off the wings of the Cossack Sura? Is it fire or smoke? It's completely different from fire or smoke. Anyway, you can think of it as moving around like fire or smoke. It's no fun if you touch it out of curiosity. For those who have no idea who the father of Cossack is talking about, please refer to Ryagara's explanation here. And then there's no reason to go into more detail about that story in the Kubera story, and there's not enough space to spare, so I'll just give a brief summary. The side story is just fan service, and you don't have to read it. I hope there was no misunderstanding. Just know that Cossack's father is a dangerous Shura, and Cossack said a case that was converted by love. Then I really like that. When I kept saying that I like Ron, you didn't believe me. You asked if I was being sarcastic. Okay, I want to see then about the side story. Give me a sec. Okay, that was just the scene in Season 1, Episode 74, where Ryagara, sorry, I'm just so congested with my chest and everything. I am finding it really hard to speak. But when Ryagara was trying to convince Marana to go fight against Cossack when he showed up during the United Rain Fire. So that's what that was from. But yeah, either way, I guess that's it for this set of chapters. Thank you so much for watching, for being here. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of these chapters, my thoughts and reaction to them. Subscribe for more. Kubera, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you would like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, that's appreciated. But if you'd like to help support the channel, help me to continue to make these videos, and also get your name at the end of videos and get One Piece videos a bit early, then hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono, JA and the Divan, Cheriton students, David Langstaff and Folded Goal, Slayer candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pate Arialo. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, hopefully if you're watching this and interested in the other webtoon stuff, hopefully I'm doing ORV like right after this. I'm gonna go edit this, upload this, and once this is edited and uploaded, I'm probably going to go eat something, and then I'll come back and do ORV. So it'll probably only be a few more hours till you get to see the ORV video. So thank you so much, and yeah, I'll see you all next time.